Hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to the Raw Review. You know something? It's 3-hour Raws. What can I say? Every single fucking week it is the same shit over and over again. Boredom. Here is the thing. The reason why I watch wrestling in the first place is for a release. Something I enjoy, that I'm into, that I can follow. But sometimes they make it very hard. And this past couple of months, it has been completely terrible. It has been extremely fucking hard to sit there and enjoy the thing that I love. Now, these 3-hour Raws, I understand it gives them more ad revenue, but everybody is complaining about them. There isn't one person, even the most dedicated fanboys, even, the people that are just dedicated to defending this shit, not even they even say that this is a good idea to make Raw 3 hours. So why the fuck would they continue on with it, regardless of what almost everybody is saying about it? Just fucking put it back to 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Not even the pay-per-views are that long. Anyway, I've said this 1,000 times, but really last night, that's how it was for me. Slowly I feel myself dying inside as I sit there watching it. And by the end, I'm completely fucking wiped out. I even fell asleep during part of this show. I had to go back online and watch what I missed because I was just this thing fucking knocked me out. It was like a fucking boxing glove came out the screen and punched me in the face and knocked me out for like 20 minutes during the show. That's how it is. I felt by the end of it like I had ran up a mountain 10 fucking miles. And all I'm doing is sitting there watching wrestling. Why do I feel so wiped out after watching a show? This is just completely asinine. I shouldn't feel like I'm completely destroyed after watching a show. Like I could barely even fucking stand, barely keep my eyes open. What kind of a show is this? It's like self-destructive. Like you could even see drug dealers even being like, whoa, man, that's bad for you. It's just so blatantly just not good. At the end, you just feel mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. Look at all these negatives to watching wrestling. If anything, it's not educational. You're not going to learn anything. You know what I mean? There's nothing good about this in any way. So anyway, we start off the show with Vicky Guerrero and Stephanie McMahon. Right off the bat, they're putting the focus on Vicky Guerrero, a woman who's been there for about 9 years already. And she's out there using Eddie Guerrero's name, talking about Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero died 9 years ago. Just as I was saying in my Impact review, how ECW is dead and buried. Let it go. Stop harping on the past. Stop talking about things from years and years ago that are never coming back. I know it's fucked up to compare a person to a company, but it is. There's just some concepts, some points that people can't seem to get past in wrestling. Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, ECW, these things, they happened years ago, and people still cannot refrain themselves from talking about it at length. You know how psychopathic we look talking about this shit online day in and day out? Everybody all over the place. I see it on Facebook, Twitter, people still talking about Benoit, crazy theories. People can't get over Eddie Guerrero. They get over their grandmother dying quicker than they've gotten over Eddie Guerrero dying. You know, you didn't know Guerrero personally. You might have watched him for many years. I was sad when he died too, but after a week, I got over it. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Warrior. Like 2 days, I was like, oh man, this sucks. But then it's like, I didn't know him personally. I wasn't in love with the man. He was a very sexy man with great abs, but, you know, come on now. I didn't know him. I ain't gonna fucking waste my whole life going through it, mourning Ultimate Warrior. There's things that I have to do in life. Sorry, I can't sit there and, you know, for the rest of my life mourn these dead wrestlers. But they're out there. Vicky Guerrero is apparently finally leaving. I thought she was supposed to leave like months ago, but now she is technically leaving. Thank fucking God for that. So Stephanie is saying she's going to wrestle against Vicky, and if she beats her, Vicky is going to get fired. Anyway, then you got Luke Harper defeating Jimmy Uso in like about a minute. You know, you get a shit segment to start things off with Vicky Guerrero, and then you get a 1-minute match. You know, like, seriously, they're not even starting off good. They're letting you know that they have no interest in building things up and making it exciting for the night. Then they have another match. Eric Rowan and Jey Uso. And Jey Uso beats Eric Rowan, the guy who's like 6'10", over 300 pounds, in about a minute. And I'm like, what? How am I even supposed to believe this? How is this even believable? Now, people will say this is David versus Goliath booking. They've done it for years. And, you know, maybe that's why it's fucking sucked for years. We can't believe any of this shit when we see it. How fucking fake could it possibly get? You think that you could beat up a guy, I'm talking to you watching this video. You think you could beat up a 7-foot guy in a fucking minute? I would love to see that. I mean, like, how are we supposed to believe that a 5'10" fucking schmuck, a little fucking Mama Luke like Jey Uso could fucking beat a monster like Eric Rowan? Now that is completely fucking asinine. I have never fucking seen something so retarded in all my life. You know, not even 5 minutes, not even a fucking 2 minutes, a minute for a match like this. And they're dragging this out for way too fucking long. And, you know, who the fuck even cares anymore? This match should have happened a month ago. And they're building it up. You know, the tag division is fucking shit. They have absolutely nobody. They started building up the tag division, then they started knocking it down again. What the fuck is the point? Nobody can get anywhere in this company. You know, when they start reviving things, they kill it instantly. Then you had Rusev and Lana cutting a promo in Washington, D.C., and you had the Capitol building in the background. Outdated gimmick, but I appreciated the imagery, the environment, the backdrop during the promo. That right there, that was something creative. It looked good. Not fantastic, but positivity on this show. I guess it was an alright little video package. Then you had Naomi defeating Alicia Fox. The in-ring action was okay. Alicia Fox is back to jobber status. They start building her character up. It starts getting a little interesting. A bit goofy, but interesting. But now it's back to being a jobber once again. It is not even the fault of the wrestlers. Alicia Fox is a decent wrestler. It is just creative half the time. And I want people to understand that. They get it twisted half the time. I do not hate all the wrestlers and shit. It's not like I have something against them. It's mostly because of creative. Now, I do have shit against other people that are just fucking hideously boring, like Randy Orton per se. But for the most part, it's because creative doesn't know how to use them. So, and the commentary is what I want to talk about during this match. Cameron and Paige, a perfect example of why no one respects the Divas division or this company in general. Just listen to them on commentary. The back and forth, if you could even call it that. How fucking G-rated kindergartenish was that? Was that even an argument? You've got Cameron, trying to talk shit to Paige, but you could tell that she's really censoring herself. She doesn't want to get too vulgar with her. And all Paige can respond with is, "Oh, maybe you'll get back in contention for my title." This is not an insult. How are we supposed to believe that they're really arguing? This is horrible acting. What is it with Paige? She's so great in NXT. They bring her to WWE and she's just fucking awful. Fucking awful. Since she's got into WWE, the main roster, they've just been using her like shit. To put it to the most extreme I could possibly say is she's just looks like a fucking joke out there. They're just doing everything wrong with her. Just completely fucking up. This whole argument, what a fucking embarrassment. Meanwhile, you had Jerry the King Lawler tweeting a picture of her ass, her non-existent ass, and everybody's talking about this online. It just shows that no one gives a shit. Jerry the King Lawler is tweeting pictures of people's asses. Just completely fucking blew my mind when I saw that on Twitter. I was like, what? They're not even fucking concentrating on the match, the announcers. They're taking pictures of the fucking female wrestlers' asses. Holy fucking shit. Then you had Bo Dallas defeating Titus O'Neil. Another great example of just like Alicia Fox. Just like with Alicia Fox. Titus O'Neil, they start building him up. Then they fucking bump him back down right away. And Bo Dallas, and this was just weird. You had two heels. And Bo Dallas is trying to get heel heat off of another heel. A pathetic heel. A guy that has talent, more charisma than half the guys on the roster. And I'm just sitting there saying, like, why the fuck are we supposed to care? Bo Dallas having the same fucking spiel week after week. Once again, just like Paige, full of entertainment in NXT. Bring him to WWE and he just seems like another guy on the roster. Not even that. Doesn't even look like he belongs half the time. Then Triple H comes out. He announces Money in the Bank, the real Money in the Bank match, the one with the briefcase. And it's full of fucking jobbers. Kofi Kingston, for God fucking sakes, Kofi Kingston hasn't even been on half the Raws this year. Hasn't even been on a quarter of the Raws this year. Hasn't even fucking been wrestling. Jack Swagger, another fucking jobber, throw him in there. Got a whole bunch of fucking jobbers. Dolph Ziggler. Just people that haven't done shit all year getting this opportunity. These people look like they could possibly win a world title. Just look at everybody in there. Then Rollins is announced, who's probably the only guy that could even remotely even think that he could win. I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, holy fucking shit. What a bunch of fucking jobbers. They're putting fucking jobbers all over this fucking thing. Then RVD comes out to talk shit to Rollins. Rollins completely obliterates him and says, "You think this is 2005? Exactly." RVD looking old as fuck. Wrestling like an old fucking man. They have a match. Decent match. The only good match so far on the card. It ends with interference with Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins is an interesting feud, but they have to go beyond just constantly brawling with one another and interference. Then you had Wade Barrett defeating Dolph Ziggler. A good match. A quality match. Match of the night by a fucking mile. And it was a really good match. It's just a shame that it was the only good match on the show. You know, this is it. You sit through 3 fucking hours. You get one good match. It's not enough. I'm sorry. That's like the same thing as with a pay-per-view. If the whole fucking show is complete shit and they have one good match, I ain't gonna say it's a good show, so get the fuck out of here with that. Then you had Stephanie McMahon versus Vicky Guerrero. And this right here just fucking bored me to tears. She has a bunch of other divas come out. They try to throw Vicky in. One by one, she throws the other divas in. Vicky looks like she's about to win the match or whatever. Then Stephanie McMahon throws Vicky Guerrero into the shit or whatever the fuck it was. It looked like some caramel coloring or something. It was supposed to stink like some shit or dirt. I don't know what it was. Then Vicky gets annoyed and then throws Stephanie McMahon in there. And how childish can you get? She threw her in the thing. I mean, what? This is not Nickelodeon. I'm thinking Nickelodeon with the slime here. Just seeing people get dirty. Is this funny? People getting dirty? She's dirty! What? Is this complete fucking garbage? We're supposed to be laughing. The demographic of this show is predominantly 18 to 30 years old. You have high school people, not even in high school, college-age people, the working man, the fucking people watching this show, and we're supposed to laugh at people getting dirty. People getting fucking dirty. This is supposed to be funny. This is fucking bullshit humor right here. Vince McMahon type of humor. People getting dirty. People getting shit dropped on their heads. Enough already with this fucking bullshit. How about some adult content? How about some shit that everybody could laugh at? Not just fucking 3-year-olds. Not even 3-year-olds would find this funny. She got dirty, guys. You know, just watching this whole entire show, and this was the big build-up moment. This was supposed to be the key moment of the show. They opened the show up with Vicky and Stephanie McMahon, and then this was the big payoff. Stephanie McMahon getting dirty, getting caramel on her. You fucking serious? This is not entertaining. It's not funny. It's not any of that shit. It's fucking garbage TV. This is nothing that's gonna entertain anybody. This ain't shit that's gonna get ratings. You know, they lose $750 million, and the only thing they could think of to save the show is Stephanie McMahon getting dirty in a pool of caramel, if that's even what it was. Then you had Jack Swagger defeating Kofi Kingston. This is supposed to be to promote the Money in the Bank match, but they're, you know, none of these guys have any credibility. How are we supposed to believe that any one of these guys could get a fucking championship? It doesn't even make any fucking sense. Like, you know, it's basically like a #1 contenders match almost. You're giving the Money in the Bank briefcase to somebody who you've been building up, who looks like they could be champion. It's the same fucking concept. And to believe that Kofi Kingston could be a world champion, this is not even feasible in the least bit. You know, what is the point of putting Kofi in there? They want one guy. He's going to go in there and do something cute with the ladder. Use it as a pogo stick. Do something with it. You know, enough already. You know, this is the reason why professional wrestling is never going to reach its next boom period. Because they just don't have a fucking clue anymore. They're, you know, putting guys in the match that are just fucking jobbers. This is the superstars fucking, level ladder match that they're having. This is not like a pay-per-view level ladder match. Putting a bunch of guys who all they've done all year is either not been on TV or lose, throw them all in the match, and instantly they get credibility. No, motherfuckers. I ain't buying that. That right there, that is fucking bullshit. I will not believe that. Like, as a fan watching this, people expect me to just sit there and take it. Just enjoy the show. Impossible. I have a fucking brain. I think. I think, therefore I am, motherfuckers. And therefore, this is complete fucking garbage. I'm not gonna sit there and expect, this to fool me into being a pay-per-view match. You're throwing a bunch of jobbers in there. One guy you've built up, Seth Rollins. They put Dean Ambrose in there as well. Okay, the only two guys that even look like they could win a world title. And the other guys are just there to fill up the match, basically. Then you had Big E defeating Abraham Lincoln. Get the fuck out. Damien Sandow dresses up as Abe Lincoln again. How far will they stretch this joke? How long is it going to go on for? And then you have Rusev beat up Big E. And what kind of a fucking circus is this? Abe Lincoln, Big E, with a fucking goofy-ass fucking voice, cutting a fucking goofy-ass promo. Then he gets his ass kicked by Rusev. One thought to another, just all over the fucking place. 1 minute you have a man dressed up as Abe Lincoln. The next minute you have Rusev coming out of nowhere to beat up Big E. Where the fuck does this come from? They wrestled 2 pay-per-views ago, basically, or last month. I forget when the fucking match was. They don't do shit with the feud. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the feud is back on again. When the fuck did this happen? I must have missed the memo. Then the main event, it's Cena, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns defeating Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Del Rio, and Cesaro. Keep in mind this is a handicap match. Of course, Cena's team wins. Cena, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns. Very similar type of wrestlers here. So, in essence, I guess it's a good team. Because they all wrestle the same fucking way. It's the same fucking shit. Cena, he gets beat down the whole match. Makes the epic comeback at the end. Hits the AA out of nowhere. Same thing with Sheamus. Gets beat up. One match, he almost looks like he has a concussion. Comes out of nowhere with a bro kick. Roman Reigns, it's like John Cena, except Cena has more moves, and it's the same shit. All of them, no personality whatsoever, bland as shit. Look at the other team, Bray Wyatt, just thrown in there. More personality than anybody in the match by a fucking mile. All the charisma in this match is made up just solely from Bray Wyatt. And he's just thrown on the team. And how pathetic is it? His team loses. It's 4 fucking men. 4 guys losing to 3. How the fuck are you supposed to believe this? It's the same thing with Eric Rowan losing in a minute. How the fuck are 4 guys going to lose to 3? They have a whole nother guy in there. And they still can't beat Cena's team. And once again, it's Cena standing tall there at the end. I mean, look at this fucking goofball team. No one even likes Cena. They don't even like Sheamus, but they put Roman Reigns in there, who everybody likes for God knows what fucking reason. Just so they could feast off the Roman Reigns' popularity. Since Daniel Bryan's not there, they're going to use Roman Reigns so these guys could bask in the glow of his popularity. Never before I've ever seen such pathetic fucking bullshit. That the fucking main event made me fucking sick to my fucking stomach. They think just because they throw a couple of finishers in there, they're going to get, some cheap pops and everybody's going to go home happy. Well, here's the thing. I was not happy. This is a fucking show that made me fucking depressed. And I know I say this a lot. It sounds almost like, hyperbole half the time. But this seriously made me just more sick than I'd ever felt before at the end of the show. What a fucking waste of time. Sitting there watching this show, hating almost every single minute of it. Even though I was into, Wade Barrett and Dolph Ziggler, I was still thinking in the back of my mind, Ziggler was world champion. Here he is, and he can't even win the IC belt. And we're going to think that he could possibly get the Money in the Bank. And if he got it again, how pathetic would it look that he has to fucking win it twice? And is he going to even succeed at cashing it in? I mean, he cashed it in last time and he lost the belt in about a fucking month in his first title defense. Something. It's completely fucking just flabbergasting my mind to even comprehend, like, where's the direction of this company going. The one man gets injured, Daniel Bryan, the whole fucking, the whole entire fucking thing just falls apart. They were relying on one man to do all their wrestling for them. Now he's injured and they don't know what the fuck to do. How pathetic is that? They have to count on one man. Now, yes, an amazing wrestler, my favorite by far, but come on. They base all their success on having a good show on Daniel Bryan. WrestleMania would have been fucking garbage if they didn't have Daniel Bryan wrestle those 2 matches. They pushed the man to his limit. Then he ended up injuring himself bad because they pushed the man too much. They have him go out there, wrestle almost an hour at WrestleMania. Then he gets injured because they push him too much. And now they're stuck in a fucking pickle. A fucking hideous fucking shit-covered pickle. And that's the show. Just bland and boring. And that's about it. The only thing that's exciting about Money in the Bank now is that you're going to hear from Daniel Bryan. You're only going to get to hear him talk, not even see him wrestle. That's about it. They might as well just have fucking Seth Rollins win the Money in the Bank. The world title will obviously be won by Roman Reigns without a doubt in my fucking mind. Some people are thinking that they're going to split the belts up again. If that happens, then I am my mind is going to just fucking spontaneously combust. If they separate those titles again, I will take a fucking gun to my fucking head. I mean, seriously, now that would be fucking asinine, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just a couple of people are saying that. Anyway, a boring-ass motherfucking show with very little entertainment value. Too many fucking shitty-ass, dumb fucking moments. Alright, motherfuckers. Horrible-ass Raw. Some horrible-ass wrestling. Horrible-ass promos. Gonna lead up to a horrible-ass pay-per-view. Alright.